Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cookie Warz Comic Studio. But probably, and since in the previous video, we just totally forgot to find out in the user comics. But since it's absolutely early in the morning when I just recorded as well, since I refused to start it to record before it's going to rain. I never feel about for this satisfaction about for this moment that wouldn't be even necessary that I just go and record it out as well as before we're going to be using for these user comics as well. Probably that we already seen like anything as well that added two Batmobiles and a Doom guy and some planes around here in the sky. So I'll be going to get right here to user comic studios and we're going to be seeing this out. So probably there must be only drawings, and unlike anything as well, there must be the OC things as well, and that wouldn't for like these things. I cannot believe that String Gummy Cookie would be in that like anything as well. I'm not very sure that she changed the costume into something even futuristic, or even not as well for some kind of like this. So, this is the remastered Moon Rabbit Cookie. The Moon Rabbit Cookie remastered drawing skill isn't gonna be like this. So, we're going to be headed straight up to this very first one, and since it was started absolutely first commented in the comic studio like this, since it posted out and shared in October 26, 2022 by 2:22 a.m. His different color eyes fit him as well, including for some sort of multiple colors, and he turns into a black man. The Cookie Wars like this could be back in October 26, since 2:23 a.m. as well. Even though that must be for the studio introduction as well, that yells from Twizzly Gummy Cookie, and that is absolutely going to be spreaded around a little bit loud as well. And some kind of that yells. Have you guys discovered the pets and sprites like whenever it does? So a little bit more for around here. So this is the details about the Gumball Cookie. Even a little bit more, such as the voice light on the candlelight. So he's feel a little bit scared, but I never completely find it a little bit for one thing. Sometimes there must be only one thing overall. That is to post theories in the comments. I don't want to do this for a little bit one. So the Cookie Wars thingy could be for a little bit for one. So that must be for the Cookie Wars community. And so is the page 3 or 4 or what it is. So, almost have them all for a little bit for one thing. So, some sort of studio updates would be going to be for one thing. And it seems less interested for some kind of like this. And he added for some kind of ninja cookie as well. And probably going all the way up to 2023. And it has for Wacky TK on it for the alt account or not so. So this is probably for the official cookie. I mean, I'm not sure. This is the official account or some kind of profile over here. This isn't going to be actually for one thing. And this could be for around for some kind of fur thing whenever it is. So it's going to be the page 6. New versus old for one thing. I'm not very sure this isn't going to be for around here. We don't absolutely review like anything as well. And still more and all the way down into the bottom. But this is actually going to be for stuck in a zombie apocalypse. So she had them all for a little bit for one thing. And then scroll down for a little bit more. And there is more of them since the past years around here. And a little bit for one thing. It's actually going to be out of context a little bit so bad as well. So, where am I in the page around here? So, I'm at the page 8, which is I absolutely find it around here. I didn't add as many sprites as possible, but looks like we're almost reaching to the end. And I cannot believe this isn't going to be even possible. So, looks like there must be almost all of them, and all the way down to 2024, and reached up and ended up in March 11, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. So, we're about to start with this for the Cookie Warz Comic Studio, that she yells, "Welcome to her comic studio," or his. I knew most characters only have one sprite, but I'm working on it. Have fun making line memes and predictions about the blog or something. So that was a little bit good for reasons as well. So I'm going to be giving you for around, as of 6 out of 10, of course. Friendly reminder, this comic creator is entirely based on the story scenic Tumblr blog I made for the same name. I'll link it to the description, even though it's linked like everywhere. So this should be able to link around here, and it lead to even something like that overall. So am I going to be scrolling all the way up? Very later on as well. So always 6 out of 10. This thing could be for around here, and that should be for around a 7 out of 10 for all of its sprites, almost all of them, but not enough a little bit for one thing. And almost have them all, such as like anything as well. And it says, I feel kind of bad about for the designing peeled carrot yet, but he likes peeled carrot too. She just like hard to think about for the stuff too. And they already designed her for around here for just probably immediately as well. And that should be 7 out of 10, including this. Even though there must be a bunch of Cookie Warz characters, like their edits around here for some kind of custom sprites, and there's one OC overall. There must be a little bit even more. And it says you can guess to drew themselves apart to become zombies from hell on earth, or even hell on earth bread, as even it was. And it's probably going to be saying POV or stuck in the zombie apocalypse together. Here's your reminder that I still peel fruit for a little bit for one thing. This is gonna be a little bit bad over here. And it says around here, I'm making realizing how miserable I made her. So pretty ridiculous. Which makes a lot of sense. Her and her gang have been through a lot, which I refuse to elaborate on account of spoilers. And she isn't used to working on anything. This zombie apocalypse has her exhausted. She is completely exhausted for one thing. So the host design could be for around here and turn into something as well for killing zombies. And that must be for their partners a little bit for one thing, drawing just for them. And probably there must be all of this correct things as well, and that should include around for energy drink cookie, even a little bit much more, but rebel cookie that turned into jelly walker is even fast completely infected as well. The description says highlights are suggestible, and what I know to do is that my OC and a half avocado are tall as hell, and candlelight and peeled carrot are tiny as well. Energy drink is decently tall too. Ninja is supposed to be sort of short, but didn't come up right here. So that will be lead around as 7 out of 10. And most, of course, could be for round of out of context for some a little bit memes. So the first thing for the he said, energy cookie, what happened? And she yells, Squid Games. I don't want to go in for around here for some kind of for real. Are you extremely selfish to die as well? I'm just trying to live. It's really tired of being summarize already. Gumball, are you okay, mini lad? No. That is absolutely that they would say for around here. What do you have you got here? Smart pocket strawberry? I'm so sad, pretty very much. They're right behind us, aren't they? And that's the entire comic around here, and that must be for 6 out of 10. Every detail here matters. Have fun finding out what some of these mean. Don't mind Coffee Cookie about she's fine. And probably, it's not gonna be for one thing as well. I'm probably sure that Timekeeper was still okay for around in this scene. And that was the entire comics for this entire comic studio like anyways. I guess this is not all of them for around here, for just around here for it to say. Around here for some kind of like the new year, for some kind of characters that look traumatized as well, for some kind of like this. And then goes to around for this thing as well, that she yells, "Hey, you like guys to be mad at me if I completely rewrote this AU for about anything like that." And then goes to this announcement around here for some kind of for the unknown ideas for just going to be for around here. That is absolutely going to be for the rewrite ideas. There is no one for this only for one thing. And it says around here, one big survival group. That was the insane what that end for some kind of like added a little bit more of those. So should be able to copy that image and just well goes on to Paint 3D, which is no longer available in Windows 10. And probably that must be for one thing that is just going to be seeing this out before we're right able to end of this video for some sort of like this. The Cookie Warz rewrite ideas. This is absolutely that says more. One big survival group that was insane. What and I planned on this adding more. There will be redesigns, even a little bit more for some kind of ideas for one thing. There is no more cookies that could be able to be added for around here in this comic creator, and that I'm sure this is not going to be supposed to happen for this entire. Focus on several similar groups instead, split the story a bit. Examples, these two may be alone at the start. Even though that wouldn't be insane for some sort of like he actually going to say for around here. Don't immediately kill off Rebel, dude. What I'm just thinking around here. Adjusted interceptions to keep them in character. There will be written quieter, less emotionally expressive, feels like he has to be earn his place. Make sure it's not gonna be for one here. Make it clear they can thrive to their own. Try to write them as more decisive or dismissive, like this as well, or less open. Dying and losing your memories does that to a person. Also perhaps improvise their disability coding, making it more natural. Correcting myself on Twizzly being in the chaos, making her mean, really implicative, and violent, very extremely disturbing as well. She was even more insanely destructible as well. For enormous, she was almost ruthless as well, or very ruthless as well. And subtlety, I need to stop giving these freebies on the law. You guys have to earn it. And that is absolutely for the entire like anything as well. That I already subjected that isn't going to be just for what I just going to do. And the final rating could be for around as of 7 out of 10. That's everything for today, and I absolutely added for a little bit amount of for one thing as I guess. But I think I counted a bit for probably smart like anyways, as we look at the way that you're gonna be surprised. So these images from Cookie Run, including Battle for Dream Island and Ultra Kill, and especially for some kind of sandbox from Gary's mod. Except this, because I wouldn't able to be find out that where for the Batmobiles this came from with that original OC cookie like this, but like anything as well for some kind of like that I just going to say, that would have believed that I just going to be trying to say for about for this thing. The unknown cookie could be even this one, because this is absolutely probably confused for me, and I felt so bad that I just tried to name it. For some kind of like this, they will never leak this cookie name whenever it goes forever. And so do I that I'll be ending of this video. It was owned by Wacky TK, and it was owned by Dev Sisters for Cookie Warz. And especially that I just added minor characters, like the Doom characters, even a little bit more as well for some kind of like this. But sometimes, like those things, sometimes that Ninja Cookie is going to be getting tortured by shotgun guys. Even though there must be 2 automobiles, or 3 or 4 as well. There is a Chrysler 200C sitting around the way for here. And especially like those cookies as well are getting going out for started around for like this as anyways. They're starting playing Sandbox whenever it does for Unreal to do so as some kind of the in-game sandbox. Around in the countryside, there must be a Chevy Tahoe that I just added from my files, and of course that the reporter or some kind of the host berry cookie is absolutely going to tell you something before. I'm not very sure. He's going to be proving that Ginger Dozer does whenever it does not going to be to do this as well. I didn't know for some kind of plane thing around here for some kind of like this and so on. Wicelli flies around even for one thing as the sky of Cookie Run. Even that you know it is. It was within El Chupacabra flying also a way for it to do this as well. Instead of for a mini race for like this as well, it's not gonna be a real ship as well, even as possible. And isn't going to be for real for only one thing as well. For probably that I really probably going to say for around here. And then finally goes on to this one. We're in Hershey. I'm not in Hershey as well. So the Chinese version of pastry cookie is with the Doom guy. And it's on its way to find the second soul. It's not going to be a little bit real. He's going to find his rival. And multiple rivals he comes as well. And he is going to be rescuing Chinese version of pastry cookie, getting out of her sight, getting out of her place, which is probably impossible during the moon bath. And that will be probably it as well. The link is going to be in the description below, and that will be it as well for some kind of like this. And don't forget that the link is in the description of the main website to browse some comics whenever you want, before it's absolutely going to be for a final shutdown for the future announcements about the comic studio. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to be signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads and comic studio users all later.